Hi all, this is Dr. J, Professor Spike and Arjun, streaming to you live from Long Island, New York and Oakland, California. We're opposite ends of opposite oceans today. Which way is the tide going? Your ocean. Is it going this way or this way?
I don't know. It looks like I'm looking in a mirror. So yeah, that one. There you go.
So we're on this in the same country and we have opposite tides. That's strange.
It is.
There's opposite tides. Things about America.
Well, yeah, this is a very dichotomous country right now.
Thank God it's Friday, Norman.
One of the strange things.
Yeah.
Hi, Kat. How you doing? Texas is looking better. Right? Sunshine's bright in Texas. Finally.
Yeah, thank God. That was scary. Jake.
Jake is calling from Medellin, Colombia.
Good morning.
Wait, are you actually in Colombia?
Yep. Been here for a few weeks.
Awesome.
Hey, Linda, I hope you're jumped out of GHSI before this deluge occurred.
Nope. Lost a ton of money.
Oh.
Jake, you out of it?
No.
You're not out of it.
It's stuck money now.
It's not a loss until you sell.
Well, you got to get out at this point.
I can tell my wife.
You know, it happens.
Reverse split is never good.
Nope. Reverse, nope. It's okay. I still like Linda.
Shalom with a capital S.
Well, you know.
Well,
if you got him when she originally talked about it.
The question is, does Linda still like you?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, she's only. Yeah, she's saying it's only a 6-to-1 split. So what the heck?
Yeah.
Right. You know.
Linda says, I don't know who she's referring to, Jake.
Referring to Jake.
I'm reporting to her. No, his track record is still great, you know.
Yeah. All right. I wasn't about to jump into anything. I was too busy jumping out of things to go jump into things.
Yeah. Well, I got a lot of good ideas while I was doing my research, but not today.
I took my losses.
You did?
Yeah, I did. Not on that one because I didn't own that one, but on a lot of other jobs. Taking a lot of losses. I no longer have 80 stocks. Maybe I only have 70.
Oh,
nice.
All right. Well, easy to keep track of. You don't have to have all these papers like I do. Just keep track of what's going on, what's being talked about in the show.
Held some for infinity, not for prosperity.
Yeah, right.
Kat, we have another text. What, Jake? What's this idea about Elon Musk wanting to dig up your city?
Yeah, he's moving in.
Elon Musk wants to dig up Austin.
I think he's going to be somewhere on the west side. His factory's near me, actually.
Really?
We welcome Elon.
Wow.
No fear.
And the good news is Dr. J says this is not the 40% correction that I was talking about.
Right. The sword of Damocles is still over our head.
It's more like the 10% correction that Kamal was talking about.
Right, exactly.
I can live with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the worst. I mean, I should feel a lot worse than I do. But I don't.
Look, we made X and we gave back some percentage of it. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Too bad that percentage is greater than 100. Well, for some of us. 6%. What does that mean, Meg?
I
Oh,
don't know.
he's talking about the hit.
Maybe that's how much he's given back of the like 1,000,000% we've been up.
What do you mean we?
I'm
Yeah.
the only one
Sorry, I
who
didn't mean
GHSR.
to lump all of us into this.
No, Professor Spike, you don't own any GHSR, do you?
I do not.
Yeah.
I did not. I kept on going higher than I was willing to pay. So
I just jumped out at 117. I never got back in. All right. It's when I jumped out, that's when Jake got in. That was not a good sign, Jake.
Right, exactly. That was a weird.
The reason why I did it is because I never listened to Linda, right? And then she keeps on winning. So I'm like, you know what? This time,
Linda.
I can't miss this run.
Sure, blame
The one
Linda.
time I listened to Linda, right? So it's not her fault.
Right. You should have been doing it all along, or not, like me.
I agree with MA.
With MA, yeah.
I agree with MA.
You're probably right.
Maybe it'll be 10% on the IWM, 6% on the Dow, something like that. Yeah, I agree with MA. I often agree with MA.
Well,
Well, MA often agrees with me, one or the other.
yeah, good point, Linda. Yeah, Linda's still holding strong. Good.
Yeah, it sounds like she's not phased at all.
You're in from 30.
The person should stick to their convictions.
When you're in from 31 cents, you can tolerate a lot.
Yep.
Well, even less than that, right? She was talking about that since the thing was really cheap, dirt cheap.
This is a
CTXR.
good maneuver. Take some profits, get back in on the dip on CTXR. Very
good idea.
very nice.
Yeah, I did something stupid. I got out at 1.7, which was the all-time low.
No, it was low. It was low.
It was the low for the day.
I got out of C. I also got in at a buck on CTXR, and I got out at $1.51, $1.61. I got back in. I don't know what my average is now, but I still have a lot of shares. So maybe I only sold half. I think
Right.
I sold half.
Yeah, it's time for me to go back in a little bit.
MA is casting doubt about our uniqueness.
Right, I've never seen you two on the same webcast at the same time.
Clarence, you got the right idea. When the market is so crazy that you have pennies that are selling it over a buck, and you've got GameStop and AMC and all kinds of crazy shenanigans, you know it ain't right. It's going to correct.
That's the young giving money to the old.
So when prices become less ridiculous, when GameStop goes to 15, then go in all you got in the market. I use that as my number one barometer, GameStop. When it goes back to 15, it's all push all in. I'm 40% cash or close to it.
40. Oh my God.
But I took a hit. Between taking a hit and further selling, I'm now closer to 40.
Jeez.
Who's they?
The bad people.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
the man. The man.
Man, that's not us.
The deep state. The deep state will.
I think you
Yeah.
said it for next week.
Well, I mean, like I said, they're trying to get this with these silly ideas, like this GameStop business. It's just trying to get money
Yeah.
from people who don't have any experience.
The massive correction was 2018. It ended Christmas Day 2018. So tomorrow will be 2 years ago, massive. But this year we had a 3-month correction that wasn't really massive.
And
January, February, and
actual
March
correction.
of 2020.
I like the price. The price action on the S&P is amazing right now.
We're gonna look.
Oh, okay.
Now,
As
It
long
had
as
a,
you,
yeah, let's start charting.
as long as you get rid
Yeah,
of
Somebody said
comment.
the suits are colluding behind our back.
Yeah, the suits. Well, the suits are going to close like
Norman, CCIV and ANVS, two of my favorites. CCIV has become one of the doctors.
CCIV now, maybe. Not a couple of days ago.
I've been
Right
moving
now,
money out of some stocks and into these. Norman
yeah, I bought
picked
some yesterday actually.
Excuse me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it
bought
did.
some
A couple of days.
CCIV yesterday. It was nice.
Yeah.
It probably go to like 35.
The only problem is that they were talking about some delays in the introduction of the first model, sort of like Tesla did.
So what?
Oh, it just means that it's long. It's going to be longer before anybody sees any money.
More
Dr. J, you might want to take off
more
Norman's.
opportunity to buy.
Okay, fair enough. You might want to take off Norman's comment before we start charting.
Yes, CCIV and STEM are the only
All
spec.
right, MA, I'm going to take credit, and then I'm going to say I don't deserve the credit. I called it at 12, I called it at 15, but I sold it all at 22 and a half, and it's 24 today, right? So I'm not, much to my chagrin, I'm not perfect. I'd like to be perfect, but I'm not.
You ended up and very well up.
Yeah, no, I did. But, perfect, not perfect, imperfect.
Well, don't let perfect be the enemy of the good enough.
Yeah, you can't really get perfection.
as long as
Like
you're
I said,
directionally.
before you start charting, you got to get rid of the comment so we can see it better.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well,
Makes sense in face.
and I'm gonna leave you guys to it.
All right, thanks for coming on, Jack. I know you're busy, but you're a business.
We're going to call that a cameo.
I'll see you next week.
All right, Jake. See ya.
Bye bye.
Yeah, I've been buying into CCIV. I sold FSI, bought CCIV. So
Okay.
I too am in CCIV now.
Well, I'm wondering what Ada has to say about it. I don't know if she's on today. But she was the one who brought that to our attention.
MA is rubbing it in. I said it's about 24 now, and he's correcting me. It's 26 to 27.
Because he's probably still in. I mean, it looks like a very pretty car.
Look, I love the car. I love Heinrich Fiske. I think he's a great designer. But more immediate, I thought CCIV was more immediate in terms of its timeline for getting cars out. So that's why I went in, made the switch. Simple as all that. When you're talking, 2-3 years and plus delays, I mean, it might be worth the wait. That probably will be, but I want the immediate satisfaction of seeing a car on the road. That should happen a lot quicker with Lucid Motors. All right, so we were looking at GHSI.
Like I said, get rid of the comment first, Dr. J.
Oh, the comment.
There we go. Yeah, definitely GHSI is the first place to look before we go to the.
All right, so this is 6-to-1 reverse split. So it's not going to do anything for a while. These reverse splits are very bad. It'll probably go up after it goes down. So it'll split, go down, pop up. I would stay away from this. I don't care how good it looks on paper and fundamentals. That reverse split 6-to-1, not for Dr. J. That alone, the chart is nothing to recommend as well. So I'm still not interested. Maybe if it goes down to the 100, I might give it some thought. The 100 is 45 cents.
Yeah.
It probably will go down to the 100 at 45 cents. I can't offer much hope to GHSI holders. That's my opinion, of course. My opinion is strictly our opinion is strictly owned and does not constitute investment advice for your own due diligence. As check with your advisor before acting, all those things. I mean, I hope I'm wrong. I hope GHSI goes to 2,000. I like when people make money, not lose money. But this is not one that I would go into. So I have to call it the way I see it.
Right.
Well, as one of our presidents said, I cannot tell a lie.
What are we looking at now? Sorry. Oh, yeah, we're looking at the index.
The
Okay.
IWM, yeah. It's a good day so far.
It made a lower low today than it did 3 days ago. It took off yesterday's low in a solid red candle. I think we're going down to the purple on this.
211.
That ought to be enough. So 214, the high was, what was the all-time high? Not the high was 230. So if we get 10%, that would be 23 off of 230, 207. The purple is what? 214. Maybe we go a little lower than the purple.
It's the 50.
If we go a little lower than the 50, what would that be? What's this low? 204.84. Let's make that the low, the target. Dr. J is targeting 204. I just feel the purple isn't low enough. The 50 is not low enough, so we'll go to a key low just below the 50. 204, 204, 205, 203, 201, pick a number.
Okay.
I see further weakness in the Russell.
So like 7%.
That would represent 10% more, just in terms of the math of it.
Well, that's like 7, right? 7%.
Well, it's at 220. It's at 221 now, and if we
You get to 205, yeah, that's like 7%.
Let's say 200, so 20 points
Oh,
off.
so then
almost
200,
10%.
Yeah,
almost another 10%. Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm thinking we could have the greatest weakness should be in the index with the greatest strength. The index with the greatest strength was the IWM.
gotcha.
Yep.
So I figured that's where the index that will be hurt the most by this correction. So don't let today fool you. I think today is a nice comeback day, sort of, but nothing that changes my mind that we're still in a little correction. SPY.
Yeah, SPY's, it was low and now it's just been climbing back the last few minutes.
Yeah, nice candle.
See where it closes.
So a couple more hours.
I'm looking for another day like today. If you juxtapose another red candle like yesterday's, right under yesterday's candle, that'll take us pretty close to that 100. And that's an excellent stopping point.
Yeah, I don't think this goes below 380.
The 100 would be 365.
Yeah, no, Dr. J is being very pessimistic on these, which is fine.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not that pessimistic. I'm thinking that's the lowest that it'll go. I mean, it also has an excellent chance of stopping right about here.
368. Yeah. If it holds 380, then we're fine for now. But yeah, then 368 is that key low.
Yes. So 368 is one logical place for it to stop. Very logical.
I think I was texting you about this yesterday.
Yes. That's
Finally,
a very logical place.
Finally learning how to chart.
Wait a second. It does not appear to be much above the 100.
Yeah, a little bit, just a little. Yeah.
The 100 again is 365. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not that pessimistic. It's not even another 10%.
Oh yeah, if we're looking to blow past at least one of the common supports, then you're right. Then the next support is the one to look at, and that's indeed the one. So yeah,
I mean,
all right.
yeah. By the time it would hit the 100, it would probably be equal to 368 anyway. So it's a wash.
Yeah, it's very close. And yeah, the 100 has an upward trajectory. So you're absolutely right, Arjun. You're looking at this is the key low.
Yeah, yeah, that's the one I saw. Because 380 is holding, but yeah, as soon as that breaks, I'm looking 368.
Also, we still have the higher lows, a sequence of higher lows. Here's a low, a higher low, a higher low here, and this is today's low is still a higher low. So we're still, in an upward trajectory, and we're still in a zoom channel. This index is very strong. It's a very strong index. I mean, we've been living it. We know it's strong.
Yep.
And I don't expect a total collapse. There's unless there's a black swan event. Nothing based on the economy as it is today and as it's projected to be.
Not with the stimulus coming up.
How the hell are we going to collapse 40%, like I said, eventually, on an SVB call of 6-8% by all major economists? It's not going to happen.
Right.
The Fed is supportive. They're accommodative. Where stimulus is going to put money in people's pockets. And the inflation rate of, if it goes up to 2%, that's what the Fed's been targeting all along.
That's the sweet spot anyway.
So I don't see any problem with the bonds, the 10-year bond at 1.5. In fact, there was a problem in my mind when it was below 1.
Oh, please. Please, you didn't have any choices of where to go.
Yeah.
When the yields were that low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Doc,
at least you have some options.
Here's my position. I'm short-term bearish because I don't think the correction is over. I'm intermediate term, very, very, very bullish. I'm long-term, not long-term. Can we put a fourth term?
We have one week, 1 month, 6 months, and then 10 years.
Right now I'm bearish. Then I'm as soon as it hits my targets, I'm going to go become Super Bowl. Once I become Super Bowl, I'm going to stay Super Bowl until I think the market's going to collapse 40%. When it hits that 40% number, I'm going to put every penny I have back into the market.
Gotcha.
Love it.
Yeah, well,
so I do see a big correction, but to my way of thinking, the Dow will be 38,000 or 40,000 before we get hit. So if off of 40,000, 40% is not as scary. It's bigger than 24,000, which is higher than where we were the Christmas Day of 2018.
Especially if you have, as long as you have some memory, some institutional memory, these numbers aren't scary at all.
No.
Right.
So what I'm calling for may sound outlandish and very, very crazy, but if you put it in perspective, it really isn't.
Dr. J, I think we should move to BCRX, which just did earnings. So, and I know that's right into Arjun's sweet spot. So BCRX, VBIF, and Albo. Just to
BCRX is a big. It should be trading at 12, and it's not for this.
Yeah, but no, I think something good happened though. Like even though BCRC, come on, nobody has that.
It doesn't even exist.
I sold that like couple months ago.
You put it out of business when you sold it.
Yeah, I was the only institution.
Right?
You turned the lights out.
Yeah. So the thing is with earnings, it was good because everyone was anticipating Factor D. They didn't give it to us, but they gave us a date. We have a date now. It's March 22nd. So
what is that? What is that date?
That is the full phase 1 Factor D readout. A big presentation pre-market on a Monday. And
Oh,
I like Monday PRs early. That's
Right.
something I enjoy.
Gives everybody a whole week to react, and usually they don't want to give they want to give bad news on a Friday and good news on a Monday.
Options expire the Friday before that, so this might all just be.
There's nothing wrong with this chart. I'll take this chart any day.
Yep. So I'm buying.
Yeah, it is actually looking like it's looking like your usual nibble again.
Yeah.
I think this is one that you just buy every day. Buy a little and average it.
That's what I'm doing. Yeah.
Makes sense.
It's very strong chart. It's following the trend line. We're getting nothing but higher lows all the way up. And we had a big pop, and now we got a little pullback along with the rest of the market.
Yep.
I think the earnings report was good enough that would have sent it through.
Yeah,
it was
hopeful about the future.
Yeah, high in 12 with normal market.
Yeah, earnings was fine. It was typical sell the news. I'm buying.
Yeah, might as well. I
bought some of this today because whenever Arjun is coming on, I always buy this.
This one's really ticking me off, but I think we're fine.
I'm starting to wonder about this guy, Arjun.
No, so today on clinicaltrials.gov, they actually just posted, VBI finally posted their COVID vaccine trial. So the PR is coming. It's like it was literally posted this morning. So
look at the beautiful 200-day index, how it follows that up.
Yep, that's support.
It's incredible. I don't have to draw a trend line. It's just drawn for me.
Yep.
Beautiful.
I'm adding.
It's made nothing but higher highs and higher lows, and I don't care. I don't care that it corrected because the whole market corrected.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably too high. It had to correct.
Yeah, I agree. I still think the next PR we're going to 520. We're filling that gap from August. I'm calling that.
I'm tired of taking vaccinations. Can they do one vaccine for all the variants? That's what I want.
That's what they have. They're just taking their sweet old time.
All right.
You want to go to ALBO since after we talk about
can you put in an order for me for that vaccine?
Yeah, right. For that.
Well, you gotta move to Canada, and then you can enter their trial.
The cure everything vaccine.
If they throw a little flu vaccine together with it, that would even be better.
Yeah, cocktail.
Yeah.
Well, then this will go up like Novavax if that happens.
Yeah.
Up.
But yeah, I got to go in a couple minutes. I got a 9:30.
I want to be ALBO just before you leave because I'm.
Albo. Dr. J called this chart perfectly, so he helped me because I was gonna buy more and I waited. I waited.
That's good. Good you waited. It broke support over here at 33.75. I think it broke it. Let's see where the low was. 33.9 didn't break it.
Yeah, I bought some today instead of 2 days ago.
Is it worth buying now? Or it's still waiting a little bit longer.
It's right at support.
I say buy. Yeah, I mean the fundamentals scream buy, but the technicals, sure. I guess it's a nibbler.
Low. You realize that, don't you?
So it looks like it's coming back a slight bit.
If it blows through this low, you're looking at 31.
Yeah, nibble. Buy a little, not too much.
Yeah, so it's
considering where it stopped, just above we now have a double low considering where it stopped.
Mm-hmm.
Potentially, if it's up tomorrow.
Well, tomorrow it'll be flat, I hope, unless they open the market.
Well, logical tomorrow. I don't
Monday. Yeah.
Logical. Next trading day. The chart is a wonderful chart. Great company, great fundamentals. This is a unanimous buy by Professor Spike, Arjun, and Dr. J. We all like it.
I'm abstaining for a day.
I am nibbling. I don't know if Professor Spike is nibbling, and Arjun took a big bite.
I took a bite this morning. I was hungry. I didn't eat dinner last night. I had to get some elbow.
Right. What have I been selling? Believe it or not, I've been selling my favorite stock.
All right, I'm gonna hop off, but good stuff. Have a good weekend.
Take a good weekend.
I've been selling Amazon.com.
Wow.
I've been selling it on the way down.
That's a nibble spot. Well, for me, because I'm never touching it.
Well, I might nibble back on the way up because I sold it on the way down, right from about, all the way down. I kept selling.
Uh-huh.
I now have about half the position. So there's no reason why I can't nibble on the way back up. I just don't want to start nibbling too early. It doesn't look. I mean, it's hard to say where it's going to stop because if I'm right about the market continuing to be weak,
yeah,
this will.
You got a perfect bounce off of that line of yours.
Yeah, off the 200.
Right.
Let's look at the.
If I had enough money, I would do that.
Let's look at the weekly.
For Apple?
No, for.
Or for
No, what I put it in yearly. I'm not interested in the yearly. The weekly.
Well, at least the yearly is making a curve that's predictable. This is weekly?
Yeah, messed up chart.
So I'm trying to follow along with you at home.
All right, so we have the key low is obvious when you look at the weekly, 28.71. Takes that out, then we're going to have our 40% correction in the Dow. So if that's the case, this looks like anywhere around 3,000 is an excellent place to enter.
Yeah, I see that. Even a little bit lower.
Yeah, let's draw that line because it's such a key low. You don't often get lows like this.
Right.
That is so clearly key. Amazon is a perfect picture on the weekly.
You want to go in the middle of that green line or above it?
No, right there. Right
okay.
there.
Yeah, I see it. Okay.
So either the 50 might be lower by that time. You're basically talking the same thing. So you're looking at 28.71, rounded up to 2,900.
So Dr. J, just as an FYI, when you use the 50, do you use the simple moving average or the exponential?
I only use SMAs.
Okay, because I use the exponentials only because the way this market moves, more recent data is more important than older data, but
not on the 50, maybe on a 200.
Okay.
50, I think, is. You could use either, of course.
Yeah, I mean the numbers are very rarely different. It's just the concepts are the same.
Yeah, I was just very, very.
Myself and other people playing at home.
I sometimes take pencil and paper and calculate it for something like a 5-day moving average. Just if I have nothing better to do with my life, calculate.
Well, something's got to keep those arithmetic skills honed.
Yeah. If I have nothing better to do with my life, I want to play. I'll calculate a 5-day simple moving average versus an exponential one. Usually, I'll do it with Excel because I don't like pencil and paper.
Yeah, well, that's what they invented Excel for.
Yeah. What else do we want? A Novus.
Yes, we do want to look at a Novus. I was thinking of CTXR maybe, and certainly CVM.
I have way too many lines, but probably because I'm in the weekly.
Oh yeah, you got to get off the weekly for Novus.
Look at how strong the weekly is before I get off of it. Even on the downturn, it's extremely strong.
Yeah, well, that line of yours is still holding.
Yeah, I love this one. Market cap of 120 million. It's a bargain.
Yeah, right. It's just a green apple waiting.
I mean, I got lines that I don't know where they came from.
That's from the old days. Might want to erase those at some point.
Yeah, I mean,
once you buy a PC, you could erase those.
totally nuts, these lines. All right, so it's following the 9-day. I don't even need lines. Look at this, following the 9-day all the way. It's even today, it touched the 9-day, didn't it? Yeah.
Right.
So we're following the 9-day up. The 9 days above the 50, above the 100, above the 200. It's a beautiful, beautiful chart. You know, Alzheimer's drug. I think phase 2 results are coming this quarter, I believe. Check that, of course. Don't take my word for anything. Sometimes when you have 80 stocks, you get confused sometimes. But I believe that's true. This is a company that's using an approach that's different in that it's not only inhibiting the beta amyloids of Alzheimer's patients, but the protein that clogs up Parkinson's patients, the alpha-synuclein protein, and one other toxic protein. I don't remember the other one. So,
and they're also a bit further along than a couple of the other companies, except for except for AstraZeneca, except for Lilly and Biogen.
Yeah, Biogen is going to get approved. I'm pretty sure it's political.
Yeah, it's weird because I've been reading articles on either side of that argument.
Very political.
And how far away is Lilly from anything that they want to send to the FDA?
I thought they didn't they get one approved or no?
You got some good news. I guess I'll have to look that up again.
I'm not sure. I don't own Lilly. I own Biogen.
I only own Lilly in an ETF that has it.
Yeah,
but
I own Biogen.
The percentage was high enough that
I own Biogen, Sava, Anovis, and Anavex.
AVXL. Yeah, those are the ones I own too. I'm following those guys.
I'm most bullish of the three right now. I'm most bullish on Anavis.
On this one here.
Yeah, this one.
Right.
I've not sold during the downturn. I've not sold a single share.
Right, and you're not in DNLI, which was the sort of cousin, which was mostly on.
I am in DNLI, and I added to it recently.
You want to take a look at that one since we're talking about it?
Jump around. I added to it yesterday, I think.
Did you?
I think so. I won't swear to it because I don't remember. For sure. I did a lot of small time.
Well, you got paid for it if you did.
Nothing big time, you know.
Right, but you know it's the
it's following the 100 back up, isn't it?
Yeah, right. The 9-day is moving back towards the 50.
9 days crossing the 100.
I see. Again, that's the difference between using the exponential versus the simple. Yes, indeed.
The 9-day already crossed the simple.
Yeah, I know, but it's crossing in the wrong direction. Isn't that bearish when it goes that way?
Yeah, and sure enough, didn't it go down when it crossed the 50?
Yep.
It did exactly what it's supposed to do, but it may not cross 100.
It may bounce, is what you're saying.
Yeah, it may make a U-turn. Say, excuse me.
That would be nice.
I don't want to cross you 100. I'm going to make a U-turn.
Yeah. Well, that's what the last candle is indicating that might be what's happening.
Yeah, it's a nice candle today.
Yeah.
So you could expect that cross may not occur, or it may occur for a day or two and come right back up.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
It's got a nice upward slant on a very terrible market. It actually went down before the deluge, and it's holding its own during the deluge.
I mean, how many more days do you think this deluge is going to hold on for? I mean,
not long. Maybe by the end of next week. Yeah,
because I mean, especially the EVs and the drugs have been taking it on the chin this last week.
So we're sitting. Look at this. We're sitting at the 100. The trend line is very low slope, but it's still positive slope. And it's defying the sell-off to a certain extent, right?
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
I like it. I liked it enough to add yesterday. So I added pretty much at the bottom. Where was it yesterday? 62. So I got a fairly good price to add. What is it today? 70. Yeah, so I'm probably going to continue to add. I'm still underwater, I think. I started buying.
You've been on it for a while.
Yeah, I think I started buying it in the 70s.
Gotcha.
So I'm a little underwater, but I'm optimistic.
Yeah, I might probably try after the show.
What was the other Sava?
Sava, yeah.
You and I both nibbled on this, right?
Well, I'm going to nibble today on that. Sava, I'm just sort of holding my own on this. I trimmed when those big candles were there, and so now I'm waiting to get back in a little bit.
I don't own very much of this. I own much more Anovis. I even own more Avenex. I own the least of it. But it doesn't mean I don't like it. It just means I don't happen to own the least of it.
Yeah, well, the only problem with this one was sort of whatever natural things we might have gotten out of this got tainted by that whole business with the shorts and the longs.
Yeah, it got blown up. But $50, it might be a fair price right where it's sitting at.
Oh yeah, it doesn't look it's gonna go back down to its old levels.
No. It's not going to $10. That was ridiculous. $10, it had a 200 million market cap. Now it has a 2 billion market cap. No, wait a second. And $10, it had 400 million market cap.
Remember, yeah, there was an offering at 8, which sort of set some sort of, some sort of grounding there. But then there was another offer around here, which got eaten up, which meant that this was a more reasonable price.
Yeah, $50 is probably where it's selling at now. It seems like a fair price.
Right. It's just a question of whether or not there's going to be any moves until news.
I think you're going to see a series of approvals by the FDA on Alzheimer's drugs. Lilly, right. Biogen, Sava, Anovis, Avenex. I think they're all going to get approved. You're going to have from 0 drugs to a bunch of them.
Well, like I said, everybody's into cocktails, so yeah, they're going to have to approve as many as they can. Yeah. You can't make a cocktail with only one drink.
Right, so we got to mix and match, whatever. Right. This is a very nice trading range. It's at the low end of the trading range. It's a reasonable place to enter if you don't own any. Or to add if you're so inclined. It's difficult to motivate yourself to buy these things when the market's collapsing all around you.
Right, because there might be a bargain to be had. But like I said, if we've already taken it on the chin this week, we'll see what happens. I guess Monday and Tuesday would be a good way to look at what's going on. Did you want to look at CTXR today?
Yes, I also want to look at this one. Not CCC. I got one C too many.
You got one C too many. Yeah, no, a lot of people got hurt this week over this one, so it's definitely worth discussing. And this happened.
I moved my FISCA money. I moved FISCA money right into this one
after the drop.
Yeah, I've been buying it.
It wasn't that bad in news. It was just the question is they identified who the trading partner was, who the merger partner was going to be, and then they realized that the number of shares was going to be pretty high.
I've been buying it every day this week except for Monday. So I bought it Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I bought it today. So I'm averaging.
We can talk about this on Wednesday. That's right. The bad news hit. When did the bad news hit? Monday?
Monday.
Yeah.
After the close. So it looks like I don't know what lines I drew here. I drew too many lines.
Again, that's what happens when you're in stock way too early. Remember, we got this one from Ada when it went from pennies to around this level, and we were thinking, oh, it's too late. And you didn't know how to read it. And it
was trading for about 3 days. How was I going to read it?
Yeah, and then she was right, exactly. And then she was convinced it was going to go higher, which it did twice. But that's what I was saying. I was wondering if
this is the trend line that I drew. It has one touch here, two touches there,
right.
and it has a touch here right at the low. And that's what I predicted, that it would have a touch at the low, right at that trend line.
Huh.
So I hit the low perfect.
Hey, Sean. It's amazing how this works sometimes, isn't it? That even like an old line could actually have meaning.
Oh yeah, you're kidding? The market has great memory.
Yeah, maybe that's why I should hold on to some more longer term moving averages.
The 9 is above the 50. There is no 100.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
it depends on whether or not the prior.
It's not only the chart that looks good, it's the fact that this company will be competitive with Tesla.
Right, it's the luxury end of the EV market.
Yeah.
Yeah, the stuff they were showing looked pretty nice, but nothing I could ever afford.
This is the only company of all the new companies emerging, other than China, that's going to be competitive with Tesla, or might be.
And I guess there are enough people out there with money. I mean, because some of the EV plays I was looking at were making like essentially tin cans on wheels.
Here's what I've been buying every day this week with enthusiasm, gusto.
That's right. That's on our list.
I don't know why it dropped pretty nastily on Tuesday to a low of 293, but that didn't deter me. I just kept buying. What is it now? 323. I'll take it. It clearly went below the averages in the 9-day. It's sitting at the 9-day, actually, touching it. The 9-day crossed the 100, which is not a great sign. When the 9-day crossed the 50, though, it keeps crossing the 50, right? Or is it the 100?
Yes.
The 50. It keeps crossing the 50. It's playing games with the 50.
Certainly is.
I think we bottomed. I'm hoping we bottomed. Maybe I shouldn't say hoping. I think we bottomed.
Yeah, what about that low that went below 3? That was when I sold. I mean, I can't believe I sold it at the absolute positive worst time.
This was a nasty looking low, but it turned
I sold it at that exact moment.
It turned around to finish at the high of the day, which is positive. And it's finished every day above that the rest of the week, hasn't it?
Yep.
Today it looks like it's going to finish above Tuesday and Sunday, and yesterday it did.
I know.
It looks okay to me. It doesn't look great on the chart, but I like the fundamentals. You get a floating, the old floating NDA when it's accepted by the FDA. I think you get a pop, and then you get a pop upon approval later in the year. I think this one is probably an $8 stock, pending approval. It's by no means a sure thing, but they have priority review, which means a lot, right? Priority review, so they're going to get it'll be sooner as opposed to later that they get approved. What about?
Well, we could do CTXR.
CTXR.
And then there was one that you and I bought, COCP, I think it was.
Yeah, I'll do that one too. You didn't buy it, Stevie Cohen bought it. Probably sold it by now.
Yeah, this is CTXR. This was the one that we got from Fosco.
Yeah, this is the one that Man loves.
All right, Man backed us up with it, right?
Yeah, no, I mean it made a phenomenal run and it sold off with the market. It's still holding the 9-day. It's very bullish. There's no reason not to own this one. The only thing I didn't like was that it diluted almost 40%. That's a huge dilution that caused the collapse for $1.50.
Right.
When was it, that dilution? Not here. It was last week. I don't know where it was. Somewhere around here, I guess. I sold some at $1.51.
I think I'm completely out of this one.
I sold some at $1.61, all for a profit. And I'm left with about half my position. I might have added it to $2 or something like that.
Yeah, no, I think I'm actually out of this.
So I still have a lot of this.
Is it worth going back in at this point? Or is it worth
Why
waiting?
not? Why not? Man thinks so.
I guess it's if that cluster is going to hold, it's in a good spot within that cluster.
Yeah, I mean, it's holding the 9-day. If there's further weakness in the market, then you got support at this big candle, low of 165.
Right, 165 right now.
That would be support.
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
If you're talking about 17% drop that you could risk, something like that.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, even as a swing play, you could put in a stop at 20% below and look for infinity.
Right.
Look for $4.
Right. That high over there was well over 3, right?
Yeah. How about the other Fosco play?
You want to do the other Fosco play? Yeah. Then we'll do Stevie Cohen. We'll do CVM, and we'll see where we all.
You'll do Stevie Cohen's company. It's not his company.
Well, that's it. That's our mnemonic for it now. There it is.
It made a lower low today than the previous low. 150. The previous low here was on Tuesday, 151. Call it a double low. We'll cheat a little bit. Technically, it's
if it takes any kind of turn up, it would be your nibble again.
Yeah, I mean, you got support right below it. You're looking at the red and the red and the red and the black as support. The 50, 100 and the 200. So you got support right below. The 200 is 100 is at 141. So not right below, but you know it's also this is a key low, 125. So I mean, you could collapse to 140, 125. You could hit those numbers because we're in a downtrend and market's in a downtrend.
Right.
So you might look to get in cheaper.
I'm still seeing nibble, especially if it goes up.
Or just hold, not nibble.
Oh, okay.
So this might be a hold as opposed to nibble, but on the other hand, it looks like we have an ABC type correction that's more or less complete because the A leg and then the B leg up and the C leg down is the A and the C are about equal, which I like in length. So we could be done with the correction. May not be a bad place to nibble. Anyway, I'm not worried about it. I just, I'm not adding at this point, but I'm not worried about it. If it goes down lower to the 50,
see what my holdings are.
I will add at 140s.
Right. I think I only came in as a nibble anyway, so I have room to buy a little bit more.
Avondale.
Yeah, you want to do the other Fosco, which I think you guys like this one better. I didn't touch this one.
Yeah, I guess today's candle is not so wonderful, but it's not lower than this low, 785. But it took out this low. The chart is showing weakness now.
The chart is showing that maybe not. Well, would you bail a little bit to try to come back or no?
Probably not. I'll just sit with it, and they probably just add that if it goes down to the 50, gotcha. 681, that would not make me happy.
No, if you had to do that, right, just to average down a little.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, somebody who already had some winnings, like somebody who bought in at that prior level.
If you're smart enough, you could sell it now and buy it back cheaper, probably.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what it looks like. Anyway.
I don't know if I'm smart enough to do that.
Well, the question is also how much do you want to day trade and how much you just want to hold what you like.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm getting tired of day trading a little bit.
Especially when it goes against it.
Maybe that's why I don't like it. So Man is saying AVDL is news play. I don't know what that means.
Is it what play?
News.
Based on news. It'll pop on news.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, has there been any news?
Huh?
I don't think there's been any news. I think that was...
This is the narcolepsy drug, right?
Yes. I think the reason I didn't get into it because this one's a foreign company, and I was trying to stay away from those. I mean, I have a hard enough time picking American companies, but I don't mind going into funds and with foreign exposure. But when I'm doing individual stocks, I sort of stay away from those. But that's
How
just
about
me.
another charging company besides SBE? Another one to lose money.
Oh yeah. Well, we should talk about SBE a little bit.
Look at this. It stopped. I drew these lines or not? I don't remember.
You had to, because they're not natural.
Yeah. So I drew a channel. I don't know why.
Yeah, well, it was an old channel back in
back then.
back in the pre-start days.
Yeah. So it's back in that channel. Crazy. It's back in that channel. It might be a good play here. It's back, get hot again, when things settle down.
Well, when they stop buying good stuff.
I don't know why I drew those lines.
No, I mean that's a reasonable line for the old stuff, like I said.
Sometimes I got lines. I don't know why the hell I drew them.
Well, it's just like the guy with the hammer who sees the whole world as a bunch of loose nails.
Well, the good news is we filled the gap. The gap to 1334 has been filled, I think.
Right.
And that's 1334 today? No, we didn't quite fill the gap. Am I seeing things? It looks like we filled the gap.
Yeah, we filled the gap and then some.
1334. 1334 is the close, right?
Oh, you're talking about from the close?
Yeah, 1334 is the close.
All right. You got a couple of millimeters.
And the low was 1371. We didn't quite fill the gap. We can call it filled.
Yeah, both.
I don't know. I don't. I think I don't remember if I own this one. I don't think I do. But I'm gonna have to look it up to see if I do.
Why don't we compare this with SBE since we're on the subject?
All right. This is not a clear-cut, enthusiastic buy, but it could be a never.
Like I said, all the battery EV is taking a bit of a hit, but this might be the early hit for these guys.
Yeah.
I mean, because this one's sort of been loxing on us for a little while.
Ooh, this is nasty stuff.
Yeah.
This was a very key low that it took out here. The low of 12.2 was very nasty. 24. Oh, it didn't take that out, did it? Low of 24.56.
And the other question here is the merger's coming up with this one very soon, isn't it?
26.73. It's weird. This looks higher than the other one, but if I draw a straight line, we'll see that it isn't. That's a very key support level.
Yeah, it has to come up off that.
Very key. I mean, I didn't think it would get down this low, but it's really collapsed.
Now, like I said, sometimes these things have been taking a hit, like either just before or just after the merger. We know that this was merging with a decent company.
Yeah, it's checkpoint
right.
charging. Yeah.
So it's just hard to explain why this is happening, at least fundamentally.
Yeah. I guess maybe all the EV plays were overdone. It's just come back down to reality.
Hmm.
This might be more of a realistic price than 40, 47. So we might just see it hang around 30s for a while.
Fair
I don't
enough.
know. Am I allowed to say I don't know?
Yeah, of course you are.
I would not rate it a strong buy. I would not rate it a sell. I would not rate it a, I guess I'd rate it a hold. And that's what I'm doing. I have shares.
And I'm not going anywhere on it because we like the space, but I'm just not happy with the performance.
Me too.
We have a request for SRAC.
SRAC is the space.
Yes, the Stable Road. Stable Road. Again, it's another good company they're involved with, but you're going to see the chart. It's going to look very similar.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I know.
Holy mackerel.
I bailed out of this. I bailed out of this a little while ago, and I
Yeah.
don't even know if it's worth going back in until the merger.
Yeah.
It goes with Momentous.
The low is 1380 on this key level. It could test that low, the way it's collapsing. You can't buy it off of this chart.
No, indeed.
You can sell it, I suppose.
Well, for a lot of people, that's going to be selling at a loss.
Yeah.
When we were talking about it, it was actually we were talking about this one early because I think you and Jake liked this one a long time ago.
Jake gave it to
So, you guys are probably still in the black, even from your early money.
No, I sold it a long time ago. I sold it at probably at about 16, up from 10.
Really?
Yeah, I probably would be. I would probably think I sold it at 16.
Well, good on you.
I'm not sure. Well, if I held it, it would have been better, right?
Yeah. Well, I got in after the pop, but then I think I caught some of that pop.
When Jake gave it to us,
that ride down on the red.
it was $10.25. I just bought it.
What do we say? Wait till after the merger and just buy Momentous.
Yeah, I would probably, unless you want to take a shot as it starts coming down. Let's say if it comes down this slow to 14 and change, pick some up and put a stop loss just below 13. Stop loss just below 1380. Something like that where you can't lose too much.
Kamal wants us to talk about Ride.
Ride took me for a ride.
Yeah, me too. But I'm still hanging on like a Bronco book rider.
I think all the EV plays got rocked and socked. They were probably overbought, all of them.
You're looking at it.
You're a beautiful trend line that made me buy it, and that got violated.
I know when I talked to you about it. It was right after that little red over there. You said, overall.
Oh, I bought it right here.
Yeah, no, I know exactly. Oh, you bought it there. I thought you bought it a little bit earlier.
No, I bought it right, probably $25, 24, I think. So I'm pretty sure it was around there.
I mean, look, some of this hit was because Workhorse didn't get the contract, and Ride was supposed to be a big player in that. But I thought it would be insulated because it was still a good factory, and that somebody else would use the factory.
Yeah.
But so far, that hasn't borne out yet.
Yeah.
We all
the way down to the 200, and they touched it today and bounced.
Uh-huh.
Well, this is a time to play it, I guess. If you
Maybe. I mean, the thing is, like I said, first off, Workhorse might get some good piece of the contract back anyway. And secondly, you know, like I said, I don't think Biden's going to want to see a great factory like that go to waste.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm still hopeful, which is why I'm still in it.
Yeah. There's always hope.
I don't see a bounce that makes me want to dollar cost average back in yet.
No. They're all depressing. All these EV plays are getting you depressed. Except for Fisker, which has been feeling phenomenal.
Right.
It might be. It actually might be a buy with a swing trade idea going below the 200 in bail. The 200 is at, where is it? 18.19.
I see.
So you bail at $18. You bail it at 17.80.
What you mean at that point?
And you look to fill the gap for you to complete your upside.
To get back to 23.
Yeah.
You know, something that's not a bad idea.
Yeah,
I mean, I think my cost average is around 23 or 24 anyway.
you usually look for a 4-point move up versus a 2-point move down, something like that.
Gotcha.
And targeting 23, take profit in the 17. I mean, stop loss 17s. Ride, Captain, ride.
All right. We still got well, actually, we're running out of time. So we could, if you want to look at the comments, we could just talk about the rest of the stuff without charting it.
So what's the summary? The summary is Dr. J thinks we got another little bit left to go on the downside. Arjun, what happened? Have you been on the sidelines all this time?
No. I've been here for like 2 minutes, yeah, but I wanted to come back and say.
You want to comment back for the summary? The summary, I don't know what the
We're doing the summary now anyway.
Oh, nice.
The summary is not to worry. I don't think this is the beginning of a 40% correction. I think we're looking at some more downside, but you'll be able to ride it out. I'll be able to ride it out. The Dow is down 257, which is significant to 0.83%. I do think we have more. So next week, maybe we see one more week of red, and that's enough. We ride it out.
This isn't the big one yet.
By the end of the first week in March, this spring will be here for the market.
Very nice.
And for VBIV and BCRX, you buy quality stuff with good chance for upside. Man CTXR, good chance for upside. What else? We have a lot of good ones that we talked about.
Right. DNLI might move.
Stay away from the garbage. EV, neutral on EV.
Right. Maybe just waiting a little bit longer.
And marijuana we didn't talk about, so
marijuana yet, because marijuana is also taking it a little bit, but not as much. So maybe marijuana is going to be bad next week.
Maybe you buy a little Tilray and a little Afra.
Are you bullish on that stuff?
Somebody's FaceTiming me. You believe that?
FaceTiming you. Middle of a show.
It's me. It's a stream within a stream. It's streamception.
That is so strange to be FaceTime during the show.
You beat me to that one. Are you for next week? Are you bullish or bearish on marijuana, Dr. J?
Right now, I sold some Curaleaf. That's all I have left is Curaleaf. Actually, I think I bought some Tilray today, but very little. So
yeah, I got out of my medicine man.
Yeah, that was a good name. Stay away from junk. If you're going to buy marijuana stocks, you buy Curaleaf, GTBI, whatever that one is, Green Thumb,
Yeah,
Planet Hollywood,
Alex like Green Thumb. I think he's called
Apria, Kronos, Tilray. Stay with the big names. All right, that's about it.
Yeah. Good weekend, everybody.
Yeah, so the moral of the story is do not panic. There's no reason to panic. Adios, amigos.
All right. See ya.
You can go into that phone call now.